Hello, and welcome to the very first Power Rangers Lightning Collection review here at Total Toy Recon. Yes, that is correct. We have bought several of the Power Ranger Lightning Collection series figures. However, we bought them as collectors because we're not the biggest Power Ranger fans here. Now, one reason why we end up buying these figures is because, one, they do look incredible. However, we've yet to take one out of the box, so we're going to find out what that's like today. However, this is the reason why we have been buying up Power Ranger figures, is because we are super huge fans of Tom Whalen, the artist who has done the box design for these figures, the artwork on them. You can find his stuff at strongstuff.net. He is an incredible artist. He has all kinds of great artwork. He does a lot of things for Mondo, Walt Disney, he's done movie posters. It is an incredible style in which he has. So this brings us to why we have Goldar sitting here. And again, I'll be honest with you, I never was into Power Rangers. I had aged out of it. And I think most people can understand that at times. However, when I saw Goldar, this is an amazing action figure, one, in the details. Two, the artwork is phenomenal, and it was a GameStop exclusive. So I was like, well, all these things are really cool, and I know the artist. Did I just say that? And I do know the artist, and I have lots of his artwork, so I figured I want to get one or two of these for my own collection, because he did the artwork box, and it's cool. So I have him and Lord Zed. So those are the two that I have, and I have those in my private collection. However, today we're going to be talking about the Dino Charge Gold Ranger. And the reason why we're doing this figure is that Hasbro was gracious enough to give us a goodie bag, and they included the new Dino Charge Gold Ranger. Now, the funny thing was, a year ago, they didn't have any of the figures ready for us. They showed them to us at Toy Fair, and we didn't get a single figure. This year, we got one. So, I know nothing about who this guy is. And I bring that up, and I could have done my research, but I often feel as if the box should tell you something about the character. It does on the Marvel Legends. We reviewed the Superior Octopus recently, and it did a little like 2-sentence blurb about who he was. That's good. It tells you who it is. But if I'm just a regular guy and I'm like, all right, well, who am I picking this up for? Is this for me? Is this for my kid? And I'm like, okay, so I picked up the Dino Charge Gold Ranger, and my son goes, well, who's that? And I go, I have no idea. We have to Google it. Goldar does not have anything on him either. Like, he is the villain of blah, 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 and his wings and his span, and blah. He appeared in season 2. None of that. So, let's see how he does as a figure. Now, it's going to be tough for me to rip this open because I do like the artwork so much. But that is the nice thing about being a little bit on the precarious side. But we're doing this about the figure today. So, it's all about the figure. Now, we are big fans of Marvel Legends, as you know. Star Wars, the Black Series. Oh, like this lightning. That's cool. Like the lightning. Star Wars, the Black Series. We have all of the 6-inch figures. It is the way action figures are going. And I know if you are a 375 fan. I wonder if Tom did that too. I wonder if he did do that. If you're a 375-inch fan, yes, the line is slowly dying. They are releasing vintage series figures here and there, but it's not what it used to be. Lots of plastic here, which is kind of interesting. We have a lot of bubble here. Now, we do have a Zord. I'm sure that I'm saying that right. A Zord, which has some... Ooh, I don't know what that does. So we have to refer to the box here, but it is some sort of thing. Does it snap? Oh, it does. It looks like a creature's head. Okay. So maybe this snaps. See, I have no idea because I'm not a Power Ranger fan. And I'm sure there's people freaking out. And you can't comment on YouTube if you're watching that here because there's no comment section anymore. So we have a great sculpt of the head. The eyes, the eyes are a little... I thought they were a little off, but you know what? They're not. Kudos, because that's tough. It's tough on Hasbro to get that so precise and to make it look like the actor, which I'm sure it does. But, again, I have no idea who this is without Googling it, and I don't think you should have to. I think they should include something. Excuse me. A little dry here. I'm doing some lightning. Lightning. Big thing now with all the 6-inch figures, they include this lightning in some respect. I believe I have seen some pictures of it where it does go into the sword here. And you can get this really cool, like, lightning effect if you can figure out how to get it just so that you get this bad effect. It's pretty neat. Now, a friend of mine had contacted me when she had saw that I had gotten one of these Power Ranger figures, and she's like, "Oh my God, where do you get those?" Oh, I spent the whole fall buying them online for my son because he had really gotten into Power Rangers, and I was like, "Oh my God, they're at all the stores. Just go to Target; they have them everywhere." Now, some are harder to find than others, but she was generally just buying figures. She wasn't just like, "Oh, I really need the Pink Ranger." She was a little tougher to find. No, I don't have the virus. I'm just talking a lot. Here we go. So we have an interesting weapon here. Kind of like a crossbow. Not quite sure what that is. We can get rid of this out here in the shot. Neat. This is neat. I like these cardboard inserts. So let's do an instant pose here. So he's not as, I don't know, like super duper, I feel is a good word, as some of the Marvel Legends we've seen. I mean, his hands are... Obviously, we can take these joints out. Let's do that instantly. Well, wait, we should do a first we should do an instant pose. So let's do an instant pose to see how our Dino Charger, our gold Dino Charger poses. So, hey, pretty good. Like it. Got nice little wings. I guess this is some sort of wing extender. The helmet is good. I like that. Gold's an interesting character trait for color, especially for an action figure, because it's obviously a hero's color. So we're going to put the sword in here. Now, the hand is very delicate to me. It just seems like it's not as solid as like a Marvel Legends hand. But the joint is already somewhat out, so do like this. Oh, got some posability here. Let's do this. I hope I'm doing that lightning thing right. So another good pose. Zoom in a bit, get a better angle. Sorry, it's going a little long here, but I had to explain a lot about Power Rangers and my history with them, I guess. And let's take off some heads here and change some hands out. So now you heard that. Wow, you had to have heard that. Let me put the fist on here. I'm not going to mess with the crossbow hand. This is a little bit tougher and really elongated. I didn't think it would be that long of I guess a point joint. There we go. Fist go went in pretty good. Now this is interesting. I find it's cool that they give you the head, but I know that a lot of times that there was an actor and then there was a stunt man because they filmed the action scenes like overseas. So it's interesting that they would give you the head, but I guess that's also for the actor, which is kind of cool. I mean, think about it. You're on the show years ago and they're finally making an action figure of you now. I know there is modern incarnations of the show as well, so that's also nice. So, yeah. Ooh, got a nice little ball joint here on his foot. But a lot of what we're seeing here on this figure is also in Marvel Legends. It's just this is really delicate, and it almost feels like his arms feel like a female character's arms and hands. It's just not quite the durability of other figures that I've seen in the Marvel Legends or the Star Wars Black Series line. So the belt detail here, let me focus on this. That's cool. So it's some good details. Not really my favorite figure. Probably go into the posability category, or maybe I'll give him to my nephew or something. He was into Power Rangers, but you never know with kids today, and I'm not really big on figures anymore. So, oh, man, that's tough. Let's put the helmet back on, give him that superhero look. And the thing I always liked about characters that have wore masks is that they could be anybody, and once you take the mask off, you're like, oh, well, it's this kid. It's this guy. So, all right. So, like I said, I'm not a big Power Ranger fan. As figures go, there's a couple little problems. I think the arms are dainty. I think he's very thin. It's interesting that you pull the helmet off. Wouldn't his arms go back to being normal and not have the dino scales to them? Sorry about that. But if you look at the scale of, here's the Superior Octopus, which we've just reviewed on our YouTube page. Their heights are about the same. He's a little bit smaller, but they're both, his legs are straight. His legs are bent down. So it's an interesting figure. Really not my thing. This inspires me to keep Goldar more in the package because I'm a big fan of the artwork and I like to keep him in there. So All in all, love the artwork. The sculpt's okay. Not the biggest Power Ranger fan in the world. But I do think the figure is at least interesting and a modern day take, and it's just a huge jump from those Bandai figures. I was never like those. Never owned a single one. So thank you for tuning in. This is our quick review of the Gold Dino Charger. I'm not even saying that right. Dino Charge Gold Ranger. This is our review. Thank you so much. Have a good night.